Right, we're here with Mali tonight. We're doing a whole new podcast, a different podcast this time around. New to everyone, and I'm really pleased that the women's version of the sport is coming back. And then Mali kind of reached out and said, "Can we do a podcast?" I said yes, of course. It's taken a bit of planning to get here, but we are here. And Mali wants to talk to us about the women's game. And apparently has a lot to say. So I think the first thing probably we want to discuss is, how did you get into hockey? So how did you start playing?
So I originally started playing ice hockey when I was about 6. And the rink where I played at, it was a leisure centre, and they were doing roller hockey sessions on a Saturday. My brother started first, and then I joined a little bit later. So I started playing for the Flames when I was about 9, because we thought it would be great for me to get some extras training and just help my development as a goalie. And yeah, that's how I started.
Okay, so that was ice. How did you said you moved into roller at the same time, and you'd done both at the same time?
So I started ice when I was 6, and then went to roller when I was about 9. So I played both.
Okay. So again, sorry, you broke up.
Started roller later on.
Okay. So what is it you like about roller? What is it that you tend to get from it?
It's just a brilliant sport. It's so fast paced, and it's just a whole new thing compared to ice. The ball just moves at such speed, and the players are just insane, and it's just a great sport to play in.
Okay, so as goalie, and I've played a little bit of goal myself, so I know a little bit. What's the big differences between ice, ball, and puck? Because obviously I presume you play puck as well.
So with ball, it moves so fast, but it spins. So you've got to have such great coordination. You've got to be able to keep track of the ball at all times, because you never know where it's going to go. With ball, it could be going one direction, and then due to it spinning, it goes in a completely different direction. So that's something you need to look out as a goalie. But with puck, it kind of just goes in one direction, and it's easier to keep track of when you're making a set.
I suppose one of the big differences as well is the free hits.
Yes, definitely.
With
ice, just being square to the ball. I mean, it depends where the free hit's from. If they're from a closer range, you kind of just have to be square to the ball as possible, keep an eye on it, and just see how it goes. And then when they're from a longer distance, I think players tend to pass the ball more. They don't shoot from further away. So it's just being able to read the situation and read what's going on. And yeah.
Yeah, back in my day, everyone used to just shoot, and if they were in the crease, they never came back. It was the best part about playing goal, I suppose. Okay, so what's obviously the sport is come back, and I'm really pleased it's come back. Thinking about when I was in my teens, and even when I started, you had some great women players, some fantastic women players, a great GB team, and the sport was thriving in that, and it just seemed to slowly disappear for the women's game, which is a real shame. I don't know why. So it's back. So we're in our 2nd season this year.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. So over to you. You tell me what's going on. You tell us what's going on.
So I play for Dodgers Women's. Played for them last year. Won the league. But unfortunately, we couldn't go to nationals because the time that nationals was, most of our players had ice commitments, so they couldn't make it. But I'm happy to be back again with the Dodgers women's team. I think it's going to be a brilliant season, and I can't wait to get started. I think with women's hockey, it's so underrated. I think people don't think it's as good as maybe the men's game, which I think is just not true. I think women's hockey has such great potential, and allowing the sport to grow and develop it's really important.
I don't think it's different. I don't think it's any worse. I think it's just different. It's just a different. I know when I covered the Bowen Wood girls a couple of years ago at Mason. God, it was a fantastic tournament. The quality was amazing. I think the big thing for me was there wasn't as much physicality. There was more skill.
I think that's definitely an aspect of the women's game. There's not really any hits. I think it's definitely just down to skill. It's a lot less physical, like in my opinion, definitely, than compared to playing like in a men's league. But I think that's great. I think, why does it have to be the same as the men's league? Why can't it be different? Why can't it be our own thing? Why can't we make ball hockey our thing and just have a completely different aspect on it?
No,
I think that's what's nice.
Yeah, I totally agree. So obviously you've got that at the moment. What else is happening in the world of women's hockey this season?
So there's a tournament in Berlin that I think we're hoping to go to as a GB side, for roller, for ball, and then we've got Europeans in September, which I'm really excited about. I think it's in Austria this year.
This is Team Great Britain, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
So Team GB women in Austria, so I'm really excited for that. I think it would be great, especially for women's sport. I think definitely there is some development, but I think if we can get lots of nice players in together, gel really well as a team, I think we'll have a really good tournament.
Yeah, and I think again, going back 3 or 4 years ago when the ladies were at Mali Easton, you could see the difference.
Yeah.
And I think part of that, and tell me if I'm wrong, is where there hasn't been a women's game here, and they've had to integrate and with the guys to a certain degree. I think, and they've maximised the hockey potential. I think that maybe that was a good thing, but a bad thing at the same time, because they like when you look at the Swiss and the Germans, they have these massive women leagues.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I think where we've not had a women's league for so long, it's just no one's really been I'm going to say not interested, because there are still lots of girls that play. Girls that I know that have played Pee Wee, junior youth, but just not having that women's league, it's just there's not many players that do play, and I'm really excited that we've brought it back and we're getting lots of women involved, and yeah, I'm really excited.
It's that accessibility though, isn't it? I know because for what I do for my day job, reading some articles and stuff, and it was a women's England player, I can't remember who it was, and she said that she had to fight and play in the boys leagues just to get to the point they are now, which is, well, they're better than the men, let's be fair to it. They're amazing. So yeah, you're right, that exposure is only going to ever but improve, and I think that when we have, what year are we? 2023. That shows you how long I've been up today. I've got to leave and look at what year it is. We should have diversity. We should have equalness, and sport should represent that. So I'm really excited to see what you guys girls, sorry. Girls are going to do. That's part of the problem, isn't it? What I've just did there. We used the word. I was thinking about this earlier on. Something else to do with work, and I was thinking about the pronouns we use, and I just try to use the word folks a lot at work rather than guys, because you walk into a class, you go, "Hey guys, how you doing? Nice to see you," and then you think, "Oh yeah, half the people here are females," but I've just abused half the people without realising. So, is there anything else you want to add? Anything else that I know you said you took loads of notes and research. Anything else you want to get across to the listeners?
I think the main thing is getting more women involved in the sport and trying to create a really, really good season, and having that tournament in September, I think, is only going to help our sport grow. And I'm just hoping we can get lots of girls involved.
So at the moment we've got 3 teams, haven't we? 4 teams, 3 teams, 4 teams?
3 teams.
Okay, and they are?
AHC Dodgers,
yeah,
Oxford, and the London Knights.
Okay, so we've got a good range there. So if I'm a parent or I'm a young woman that wants to play, or a woman that wants to play, why am I saying young? How do I get involved?
I'd say definitely reach out to BISHA. I think they're very good at putting things on Facebook or Instagram. Definitely reach out to the BISHA League or try and like reach out to some of those teams. I think most of us have an Instagram or a Facebook. So if you like live in Oxford and you want to play for Oxford, you can always reach out to them. And yeah, and I think they said that if you do want to join a team and you do want to be involved, to message, and I think they'll draft you into a team. I think that's what.
Yeah, so BISHA are doing the draft this year, so that goes for anyone. If you're out there and you're thinking, I want to play, but I've not got a team, get in contact, and then BISHA will kind of match you up with the best team for you. And it's a good way of getting participants into the sport. And I suppose for those girls that are playing ice at the moment, and they're thinking, what can skater do for me? What can roller do for me? Why would you tell them to come and play as well?
Roller definitely helps with skill. You have to have such good hands to be able to keep control of the ball. I think definitely skill-wise as a player as well, not just like as a goalie. I think roller's very, very good. It's also helped me a lot with skating, because you skate the same way as ice. It's a different kind of floor, but it's definitely helped me with skating, my skills, just stuff that as a goalie when I was younger, like I couldn't do, and now I can. And rollers definitely helped me with that. And I think it has such an amazing impact on your performance as a player.
Yeah, that's the one thing I gleaned from when I did this last with Pete Wynn. Knows one of your coach at the Dodgers, and he was talking about I suppose the other way to explain is the 360. That if players want to be the best version of themselves, they need to play roller, they need to play ice, and they need to do both versions, so to ball and puck. And then when you look at players that he gave me a stat, but it was months ago now. He did this about the juniors, the World Championships, and the amount of players there that played roller, and then Connor McDavid, for example. Who's just this weekend become the highest point scorer at Oilers, maybe, or something like along those lines, or assists or penalty minutes, power plays, goals. He got an award for that. They do attribute being on not the ice to part of their game, so it's a good point. Okay, so last points. You got anything else you want to add? We've not mentioned.
I think that's it. I think roller is just such an amazing sport. I think it's just like, I know I say it a lot, but it's just so good. Like the speed, the skill level, just everything. It's the full package, really. And it's nice that it's different from ice. I think from my perspective, it's nice to go from ice to roller and be able to play in a roller league. And I think definitely having more women coming and getting involved.
Totally agree. So if you're wanting to play, go to BISHAHockey.co.uk. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. I run the TikTok account. I don't know if you use it. I keep doing stuff, so please like it because I can learn. Basically, I've learned a wonderful world of TikTok. Or come down to one of the rinks, or come down to Borden, or down to Oxford, or down to the London Knights. I can't remember the London Knights train anymore. But they've all got Facebook accounts, they've all got Instagram accounts, etc. Get involved, basically. And even if you can't skate and you've never skated in your life, don't worry. I played for 20 years and I couldn't skate. You'll be absolutely fine. You'll learn. Is the be all and end of it. So get involved is my message there.